This next group of folks are the research program of our program this evening. It is my great pleasure to introduce my boss, Dr. Amanda M. Grannas, who is the Vice Provost for Research and the Senior Research Officer here at Villanova.
Thank you, Mike. And are my slides coming through on your side? Okay, good. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here to give you just a tidbit of an introduction on research at Villanova. But one thing that I do want to point out is the central idea that research is a central component of who we are as a Catholic Augustinian institution and an institution of higher education. If you read the first sentence of the Villanova mission statement, it says right there that we're committed to the excellence and distinction in the discovery, dissemination, and application of knowledge. So our research community is really at the core of our university mission, and our graduate students are at the heart of that activity. So again, this is just a very high-level highlight of a few of many resources, but ones that I want you to have at least in the back of your mind. I know it's sort of drinking from the fire hose right now, but just so at least you've maybe heard of a few of these resources, and when something comes up later, you might remember, what was that random lady saying on orientation night? But you've heard already from the Grad Center, the Center for Graduate Research and Education. Again, this being established as part of the newest university strategic plan to provide additional support for graduate and law students. If you are doing research in an area that ties into something that's regulated, like human subjects, animal research, biosafety, all those sorts of things, the folks in the Office of Research Protections will become your friends. And just as a highlight, you may have additional training requirements that come along with doing that type of research. So just to keep that on your radar. The Center for Research and Fellowships, you'll be hearing more from Catherine Stecyk coming up on that. But again, this idea of there being a resource for mentoring for fellowship applications, grant opportunities, PhD program applications, and a whole laundry list of other ways that center can help you in your journey as a graduate student. And then the Villanova Institute for Research and Scholarship. Some of their programming is open to graduate students. There's also a pretty significant faculty-facing focus of that institute, but they also have a number of writing resources and programs and trainings and workshops that are open to graduate students. And they also manage our institutional membership to the National Center for Faculty Development, Faculty Diversity and Development, which actually has resources oriented specifically toward graduate students. These are primarily online resources. They offer a lot of webinars. Some of them are sort of on demand. Some are lots of live trainings that you can get signed up for. And so just some examples of things that I think had this been available when I was a graduate student, I would have jumped on these sorts of resources. The Every Semester Needs a Plan, Cultivating Your Network and Mentors, Developing a Daily Writing Practice, Aligning Time with Your Priorities, Overcoming Perfectionism, that's a big one, Mastering Time Management in that academic space. So again, and this is just a sampling of some of the resources that are available, and this is free for you. A Villanova login gets you access into this this platform. We also have a lot of students who are going to be involved in research and scholarship that might generate intellectual property. And so you should, as a student, familiarize yourself with the Villanova IP policy. This helps determine ownership of student-generated intellectual property. In some cases, it's yours. In other cases, it might be something that ties to the university. So that policy helps guide you through that. If you have any questions on that policy, don't hesitate to reach out to me. There's also more information available on our Innovation and Technology Transfer website. I know that's a mouthful, but if you just go online in the villanova.edu webpage and that little search box at the top and type innovation or tech transfer or IP, it'll probably get you to this website. So if you want to dig into this a little bit more, if you might be in that space where you think this is something that might pop up in your world, just so you can kind of familiarize yourself with this piece of the puzzle here at Villanova. In terms of research, we're always thinking about research ethics, the commitment to integrity, how do we generate research in a way that's ethical and doing the best work we can. And we have trainings that are available in the responsible conduct of research. Again, if you go to that Office of Research Protections, again, you can just Google it in that Villanova search bar at the top. You'll be able to find information about getting into those training opportunities that we have online, and more are going to be developing over the course of this academic year. So keep your eyes open. We will certainly be announcing any opportunities through the newsletter that Emily mentioned earlier. So always keep your eye on that. There's always good information that comes out through that channel. So with that, again, I just threw a lot of information at you. Again, a very high level highlight of some things to just keep on your radar. But I just want to close with just the warmest of welcome to you. We're so happy to have you here with us at Villanova. And again, do not hesitate at any time to reach out with any questions. If it's something you think I can help out with, you can get me at vpr@villanova.edu, or anyone who you've heard from or will hear from, I know, are happy to help answer questions. So never, ever hesitate to reach out. So with that, I will turn it over to our next person.
Thank you, Dr. Grannas. Next up is Catherine Stecyk, the Director of the Center for Research and Fellowships.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Villanova. I am joined tonight by my colleague, Gray Kidd, and I am going to share my screen also, but in case you didn't see how to see other people's screens, if you look at the top, there should be a toggle button that says View Options. And if you click on that, my screen will soon appear once I share it. So that's how you can see guest presenters' screens. I saw a few questions in the chat about that. So let's see. Can someone in the group webinar chat confirm whether or not they see my screen? And then I'll continue from there. Great. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
I can see
and
it.
Blake. Great. Thank you so
it.
much. We have active participation. That's fantastic. Okay. So as I mentioned, my name is Catherine Stecyk. I'm the Director of the Center for Research and Fellowships here at Villanova. And I am joined here, as I mentioned, by my colleague, Gray Kidd. Gray, do you want to say hello really quick?
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you find yourselves. It's a joy to be part of the official welcome and rolling out of the red carpet for everyone.
Thank you very much, Gray. Today, I'm going to share a brief overview of the work that our center engages in and how we interface with graduate students. So first thing to know is that we do operate in 3 areas, one of which is the Presidential Scholars Program, that is an undergraduate scholarship. We also operate in the area of student research. We have a robust portfolio of student research programs that primarily at this time are for undergraduate researchers, but through the new strategic plan that you have heard so much about, we are expanding into graduate research. And Gray, my colleague, joined our team specifically as the team lead for those programs. So we will be rolling out additional funding mechanisms and initiatives specifically for graduate students in the coming months and years. So stay tuned for those. The area that I will discuss primarily today is the area of nationally competitive scholarships and fellowships, which may be pertinent to you this year. They may be pertinent to you in a year or 2 years or 5 years. So we will talk a little bit about that. We envision ourselves as part of your broader support team in collaboration with all of the other campus partners from whom you have heard this evening, or today, we'll say today, as well as our colleagues in the Career Center and the Grad Center and so on and so forth. We are part of your team, so think of us as part of your bench, one of your many coaches, one of your many support systems. We are here for the duration of your journey here at Villanova, and as you move out into the world, whatever that looks like, whether you are seeking out grants and fellowships to support your work, your research, to pursue further graduate studies, and are applying for awards to support that, and just generally discussing your next steps and what might be coming up for you in the future. There are many benefits to applying for national awards, scholarships, fellowships, some of which are listed here. Generally, we would advocate for this practice because it is a really, really great way to articulate your journey, to practice describing why you do what you do, to secure that really constructive feedback, build those professional relationships beyond simply classroom work, which is, of course, extremely important, but can really be supplemented by fantastic co-curricular activities. You can build your CV. Of course, there are often financial benefits and beyond the actual practice of writing and receiving feedback, there are many, many benefits. So we encourage you to at least look into it. Perhaps it is not something, as I mentioned, that you would consider for the immediate future, but perhaps in a few years or 5 years, 10 years, the idea is to come to us, have conversations frequently, early, and we'll figure out how to become part of your overall journey. Villanova has seen and experienced significant success in the area of national awards and scholarships. Just this year, that number 123 Villanovans for the Fulbright U.S. student program is a little off because just in the past few weeks, we have received notice of 2 additional people for a total of 27 Fulbright U.S. student grantees for this past application cycle. We have been named a top producer of Fulbright U.S. students for 15 consecutive years. So you can be part of year 16 or 17 or 18. We welcome that. Application cycles for national awards, including Fulbright, but also for many others, typically take place with the deadlines in the fall. So you would want to start speaking with us probably in the spring preceding your application period. So when in doubt, just come talk to us. We're happy to help navigate that with you and to advise on what makes the most sense for you. In addition to application support for national awards and scholarships, we do provide a number of other ways of supporting graduate students, CVs, resumes, talking about other opportunities, working on applications for both internal and external funding sources. So in addition to that, as I mentioned, we will be expanding into funding mechanisms for graduate research in the coming months, year or so. So as I mentioned, stay tuned. We will be in contact with you about that through many of our campus partners. We have 6 full-time team members on our team, as well as 2 graduate student workers and 5 undergraduate student workers. We are all here to help you. We come from very different disciplines, have different areas of expertise, and are mostly just very excited to speak with you. You can find us on Handshake, which is an appointment platform hosted by the Career Center. We are located on the very top floor of Gary Hall, which is across from the law school. You can also find us on the internet. So via email, on our website, you can email us individually. We are just happy to hear from you and to get to know you better over the course of your journey. So thank you very much. And I'd be happy to answer any questions as they arise.
Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate it. Next, we have Jutta Siebert, who is our research librarian in Falvey Memorial Library.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Villanova University. Let me share my slides with you. Here we go. So let me start. Tonight I want to take the opportunity to share just a few of the key services offered through Falvey Library with you. But I want to start out with acknowledging the unique challenges presented to graduate students. I'm very well aware, out of personal experience, how difficult it can be when you work a full-time or part-time job, you manage a family, and then you go to classes in the evening. And when do you study? It's going to be after class and over the weekend. And it is challenging, and there's only so much time you have. And we want to be there for you when you start working on those research assignments. So first of all, one of the really critical things is that Falvey Library is open 24 hours a day during the semester. So whenever you come on campus, you can enter the library. So that's really important. So it doesn't really matter when. However, if you're in one of the disciplines that need books, the book stacks are closed after midnight. So this means you have to be organized enough to check out the books virtually from home or from the classroom a day before, ideally, before you come to the library, and you pick them up there ready to go for you. So we try to meet you where we can, but we acknowledge that a lot of us will be in bed when it's study time for you. So we are also available to meet with you in the evenings over Zoom because we are no longer in the library. So, but if that's the only time you can meet, reach out to us, talk to us, and we'll find a time. So this is what the library looks like online, not the building. It's very easy to find. We are lucky in having a short URL, library.villanova.edu, or you just Google it, Villanova Library, and it's the first hit that you get. So there are a number of features that I want to point out. So search everything is really kind of everything in the library. So it searches across all our collections, print and digital. It searches our research guides, and it searches people in the library. So you'll discover all kinds of resources that come in, citation guides, how to publish, all kinds of things are there. So I hope I don't overpromise this, but take some time and explore. We also have a chat service, but again, given our staffing, we can only offer chat from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But then it's there, and there is somebody at the other end who will get right back to you. So take advantage of that, especially if you can't come in person to the library. Really important are subject guides. If you are new to your discipline, or you haven't done research in a while, you're not familiar with the critical resources in your discipline, go and look at the subject guide for your discipline. So there is one for every discipline. I'm highlighting two examples here, philosophy and business. So if you look at these guides, first of all, you have an index that tells you what's there, because some of them are lengthy. So you have databases, you have citation help, you have all kinds of things there. And then you can work your way through. But for me, the most important part of the guides are the people that are behind them. It's the people who created the guides, and each guide features a person that you can reach out to. So our business librarian is Linda Haug. She's fantastic. Everything business, she knows it. So you can reach out to her. You can book a meeting with her. So you have the book now appointed. You have her email address there. So as I said, in most cases, you can only book appointments till 5 p.m. If you need an accommodation and you can only meet at 8 or at 7, let Linda know, and she'll get back to you. And the same goes for all the other librarians. So this is the most important part. The other thing is I want to point out we have fantastic collections. Yes, some of our materials are in print, and a lot of faculty and students like print books. They are still there. And as I said, you can pick them out without really going up into the stacks. But a lot is online now, and that's an advantage when you have to study at midnight at home and you don't know that you need a particular book or journal article, because you can just link to it. You may run into problems with linking to library resources from off campus the first time. If you have a problem, let us know, we can help you. In most cases, it's pretty straightforward. You click on a link on the library website, and you should get a prompt to authenticate as a Villanova student. And as soon as the semester starts, if you're a new student, you will be authenticated. So sometimes it's really, if you try it a week before, it doesn't work yet. So you have to wait till your actually semester starts, classes are in session. So And then so for the few things that you can't get at Villanova, and there will be a few, there's interlibrary loan. And interlibrary loan, again, has come a long way. If you haven't done interlibrary loan in a while, it's amazing how much it has changed. So I do a lot of interlibrary loan because I read myself. I help students doing interlibrary loan. And so often when I request a journal article, I can have it 2 hours later in my inbox, and it doesn't get any better than that. So if you have questions, I'll stick around. Otherwise, I'll see you next week at the picnic.